That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 43. Mike and Alex with you here. New York Knickerbockers get another win. They improved to 5-3. The Brooklyn Nets right now are 4-4. And I have to be honest with you, Alex. Today was we're recording this on a Wednesday evening. This comes out on Thursday mornings, but today was a crazy day in American history. A sad day in American history.
Very sad.
A bizarre one. And I will say this, I hate the Knicks. I really don't like them, and I don't like to see them win. And I got to be honest, when they win, it makes it more difficult for me to come on here and do this podcast because I know they're 5-3 and they're playing well, and I'm disappointed in the Nets. But unlike the loser in the White House, when you got to do something you don't want to do, and you can't hide from people, you can't be an asshole to people, I will be honest and say, you know what, I'm annoyed by it, but I love doing the podcast with you, and unlike that loser, I'm here and getting ready to talk a little Knicks basketball, a little Nets basketball, and what was just a wild day in our history. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Mike. How are you? Yeah, today was wild, man. When all that was started going down, I saw a couple people texted me and tweets about what was going on. I'm like, what happened? Then I started searching, and I'm like, oh my god. And then it was just all over TV. I couldn't even concentrate on work. I just was just staring at the TV. I'm just like in shock, and how these guys just walked up like they were, taking selfies and draped with the American flag, and like, hey, we're in the Capitol building. Like, we just broke in. Like, we're not shot. Like, like another race would be. It's just insane to me, man. Like what happened? It was just, I'm still in shock. But thankfully, they still voted today and did the right thing. And some of these politicians still have blood on their hands, even though they voted the right way today. But we'll worry about that another day.
And as
this day's over, and resurrected law and order is resurrected, as you say.
As we're recording this, there's actually the vote still going on. So
it is. Well, we know what's going to happen.
Well, because each state that's involved in this, so there's a lot of layers. But I think the writing's on the wall for what is going to happen, and then hopefully when this comes out, we will have a lot more clarity on on the 46th president of the United States, and we can just put all of this behind us. But it's amazing too, like how much it consumes you, and puts in perspective everything. Because like I was, you get involved like for the Knicks Hawk game where I was getting annoyed that the Knicks came back and beat the Hawks. It was like the center focal point: score. And then, and I'm not a Knicks fan, so I'm just saying from my perspective, right?
We know.
Then tonight, they're making a very similar kind of comeback, I guess. Different game, different whatever. But it was just kind of like, it just puts in perspective. I don't want to take away from the Knicks win.
No, you're not.
What I want to do is just put in, kind of like air quotes, just what is going on, and it just puts in perspective that the Knicks are a fun, it was a fun getaway. And not, the be all end all, and like people getting shot and, all the other crazy shit that we saw over the summer.
No, and you're right. I mean, it was a nice distraction. Like leading into the game where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this podcast tonight. Like we planned on it all week to do it tonight. And then I was just like, we talked. I was like eating dinner. We were talking. I'm like, I don't know. This just doesn't seem right. And then, seeing them voting and knowing things are going in the right direction, and watching the Knicks just crush it again in the second half after they were down by like at least 12 or something. Another game they were down. It's just, and then they cut it and they were down 4. It's just like I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was just like I'm just like, is this real life? Alfred Payton plays like almost the entire second half. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I'm crushing them in the first half. Him and Reggie Bullock, I'm crushing them because they were like, they were scoring their points, but they were looking terrible doing it, and they were losing. And it's just, they stepped up, man. Props to Alfred Payton. Props to Reggie Bullock. He was hitting some threes. And then Austin Rivers comes into the fourth fresh, and he just starts cashing threes like he's Steph Curry. Like
he's a good shooter.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, and it's just, oh my god! Like I can't believe Julius Randle's playing like an all-star with 30 and 16 again.
Like, all NBA player.
Yeah, like these are like Giannis numbers, and I'm not even, it's not even, what is it, hyperbole? Is that the right term?
What term did you say?
Hyperbole? Is that the right one? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not being
Who cares?
hyperbolic. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Sure.
good.
I'm not being ridiculous. Let's bring it down to our vocabulary level. That it's just like he's in another world,
No,
and
he's
he
playing
he
great.
still has these moments where he's like, oh, he makes a dump. Like it was funny at one point in the fourth quarter. Clyde goes, the game was kind of Knicks were up like maybe 5 or 6, and Clyde goes like, one thing the Knicks can't do is foul, and then boop, foul on Julius Randle. We're like, fuck, like come on, Clyde, But I love Clyde, but no, it was surreal, man. It is surreal, and I'm so hyped. I made sure not to fist pump tonight because the other night during the Hawks game, I yelled and did a fist pump, and I almost scared the bejesus out of my dog. She like looked at me like,
Yeah.
and then I went to go pet her as I was smiling, and she peed all over the floor. I'm like, okay, we're banning fist pumps until she's a little bit older. Like she doesn't get it, But it was crazy, man. I'm just so excited. I can't even imagine what is that? That's 3 in a row, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. It's not real. I mean, I know it's still early. The season is long. It's 72 games in the season, and you know what I mean, like whatever. But let Knicks fan, we can be happy right now. It's okay to be happy, be excited.
Of course.
It's probably going to bite us in the ass in 2 months, and everybody's going to bring up the tweets. And you guys thought you were something. Haha, look at you. Now you're 10-22. But right now, I'm just going to enjoy the ride, man, because this team is just giving us something, and we needed something. We needed that distraction, especially like days like today, where it was like a terrible day in American history. It's why I rock in the Captain America shirt today, just to lift our spirits a little bit. And it's just. I'm happy, man. I don't know what else to say. I'm happy. That's it.
As you should be. I mean, you're a fan of the Knicks. They're playing well. They're winning games. They're beating really good. I mean, they're beating good teams. We don't know. I think we know what Milwaukee will be when the dust settles. What Atlanta will be. Indiana, good. I mean, these
Utah.
are good NBA
these are playoff teams. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are. This is. If you're going to win games in the league, these are the kind of games you got to get. And so far, the Knicks are doing it. I think they've exceeded everybody's expectations. And of course, you should be excited. And, if it comes back to bite you in the ass, it comes back to bite you in the ass. I'm hoping it does. But I don't know. I mean, for the small sample size, it doesn't seem that way. I mean, the Knicks, they obviously they look well coached. Their defense has been solid, and they're clearly different than they were in years past. They have a different energy. They have a different vibe to them. So I can't fault you for being excited. I mean, of course you should be excited. How could you not be excited? I do have to find, and I will. Well, the rate you tweet at, this could be extremely difficult. And if we had a bad weather fans intern, I'd do this.
Yes.
I wonder if you're curious.
Send your applications.
I'm curious.
We need an intern. Yeah.
Yeah. Send them to, what is your email? Alec and I. I'm curious. I'm curious if you think you know where I'm going with the tweets I want to dig up on you.
The tanking tweets?
No. No. Theo Pinson bashing.
Actually, I need to shout out to Jonathan Dolan J. Trump. He actually DM'd me. He was like, or he texted me. I don't know what DM or text.
He did the same thing to me. So here it comes.
He said something about Theo Pinson, and he inspired my tweet. I was like, the Knicks, Theo Pinson is the difference, or something like that.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah. It was a joke. It was a joke. But shout out to him. Shout out to John.
Okay. He DM'd me too that he loves him. So I've done this. I'm doing this new thing with this guy because he's driving me crazy after these games. You know what? I'll share that for another time. Maybe I'll share that with you privately. I'm not going to share that publicly. But yeah, he's driving me crazy.
That's exclusive. But not for the bad weather fans.
But yeah, no. And that's Knicks. Next week on Wednesday, it'll be fun. We should watch it live together.
We should.
I think it would be fun. The issue, and I thought about this. The issue would be, and there is some net stuff to get to. The issue would be
nobody cares. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, if we're gonna do this together and we're gonna do this in the long term, I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry. I'm too excited. I'm sorry. I didn't deserve that.
I could be an ass to you and be like, you've won 5 games for the first time since 1986, and you're going out crazy. Come on, stop it.
I know. I'm just playing.
Nobody cares that you can pair off and do this with another Knicks fan. Check out another Knicks victory. This is really cool. We're talking Knicks. Go New York, go, and you can do the whole thing. If you want to do
Two Knicks
that
on a podcast. That's
just
original. Two Knicks fans on a podcast. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just tell me now,
That's
and
what
I'll
makes us
bail.
unique.
And
Knicks
you
and a
guys,
Nets fan. We got this.
yeah, I'll bail. You guys can go have fun. You guys can go do your thing together.
Right.
So I'm not taking the low hanging fruit. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Well, I care, and your
You
host,
care.
your
You should
co-host
care.
cares. So you got to at least pretend to care. I'm here tonight.
I do care.
I give a
I
fuck
care.
about the Jazz game. No, but I'm here for you, bud. Okay, what was those?
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, what I was saying was it would be fun to do it live together, but I think because our TVs would not be at the same time, it would be we couldn't do it because like if I'm ahead, you're ahead, it would ruin the whole game.
Right. And we're in the social distancing rules if we were to get together and watch the game together at one of our places, but you're in Jersey and that might as well be in fucking Maine to me, and I'm in the city and whatever. It's not happening, and it's during the week. Happening. If it was like a weekend, a Friday or Saturday, I would think about it. Even a Sunday, I would think about it, but not on after work. I'm not gonna drive.
Would we do like my house if it was in Brooklyn, your house if it was in what the Knicks went? Manhattan?
Manhattan, yes. Yeah, we can do that.
Can we do it that way?
We could. I wish these games, it's crazy. It's like Clyde said it at the end of the game. He's like, wow, the Knicks win. It's a huge win. And usually the crowd would be going crazy. But now here's Rebecca. And it was just like dead silent.
Maybe the Knicks are better without fans.
Yeah, maybe the fans,
the pressure at the Mecca gets to people. But now they can just play freely.
Yeah. No mean fans or phony fans there like Spike. No, I'm just kidding.
I do like so it is funny to me, like all of the calling out celebrities that are like the Knicks, and they're like, oh, I think you can come back on the bandwagon now that we're good. And I'm like, I understand the excitement, but it's also 5-3. It's not the Eastern Conference Finals.
No, I know.
That's what I always said. What a repulsive fan base. Oh.
Yeah, no, I know what it is. We've been shitted on for so long, so many years. We've been shitted on, especially over the last 2 years. And it's just it's time. We're finally getting back, and people are starting to be like, oh, well, actually, I've been a Knicks fan. No, you were not. Get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we've been sitting here through the shit. We might disagree with each other on how the team should go. Fellow fans might disagree on who would sign, what would sign, but we're all fans. No matter what our opinions are, we're all fans. We're all diehards. We're all not all diehards, but we're all into it. Yeah. And we stuck through it. My theory is you can be, and you probably agree with this. You can be a fan of a team, but you can never switch. Like you die a fan of a team, but you can never switch and then switch back. Like that doesn't work that way. Like you might get mad at your team. Like you can't switch. You can't even switch. Once you get past like 10 years old, you can't switch your fan allegiance. Like if you're young and you're like, fuck this team.
Yeah,
but like
that's a good question.
It's because you can go through spurts where you might be mad at your team and like not watch them as much or not pay attention as much.
Right.
Like I was with the Jets this year. I mean, to watch every game, but I'm not like into it like I used to be. No. Like paying attention to who's starting linebacker. Like who gives a fuck? They're 0-13. But like or like during the Isaiah years, like I was still into it and blogging and doing all those different sites. But like I'm just so mad at the team. Like you know what I mean? But like I'm never gonna be like, oh, you know what? The Knicks kept Isaiah Thomas and now made him the coach and gave him a playoff mandate. You know what? I'm gonna go root for the Sixers now. Like it just doesn't work that way. So
that's why I think it's fascinating with Dolan, and I won't say the T word, but the Dolan parody account, like to go from a Nets to the Knicks, it's unusual, man. That's just not common. I mean, from my experience, most Net fans that I know, and I know a lot of Net fans,
they're so loyal. Yeah, they're
like
so
they
loyal.
wouldn't
like especially New Jersey Nets fans. They're so loyal. They're like, you've been through so much crap. Why would you change it now?
It's just and I guess there were some fans. I guess when they moved to Brooklyn, they were like, I'm done with it. I guess. I mean,
I'm sure they were like that at first. I'm sure they're
like,
stayed with it because what are they going to do? Yeah, who are you rooting for now?
City.
You can't. Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't root for the Knicks. If you were a New Jersey Nets fan, you can't root for the Knicks, and you're not going to go root maybe the Sixers. I mean, that's still weird too. But like,
no, if I had to change teams, it would probably end up becoming like, who's my favorite player and where'd he go? I mean, that's like probably
Oklahoma
what it
City fan or something. You'd be like something like that. Yeah.
But no, the allegiance switching thing is strange, and it was good it was a rough. I mean, it was the week from hell for the Nets. It really was.
Yeah.
So it was great to see them get the
was.
victory, and clobbering Utah, who we both now have seen on back-to-back nights. The Nets jumped out to the gate. It was 23-5. The game got as close as 16 in the third quarter, and then ballooned up to 30. And the game was never, really in doubt. But it was great to see the Nets play well in their first game without Kevin Durant, who's on the 4-game, protocol with COVID tracing. But it was good to see Steve Nash as well make the adjustments. And Net fans had been clamoring for Bruce Brown to get into the lineup. The guy got no minutes. No minutes.
I didn't even hear that.
Yeah. No minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't play. And then all of a sudden he's in the starting lineup when Durant goes down. The guy slashed at the basket, playing defense, and the whole lineup switch worked. The Nets killed the killed the Jazz. Them, right? They got the Sixers, if you're listening to this tonight, against Philly, and Philly just came off a dramatic big win versus Washington, which was like 141-136. But the biggest difference that the Nets made in their starting lineup, Alex, was what?
Jared Allen.
The Nets started Jared Allen, who had 19 points and 18 rebounds in 31 minutes. The kid can play. He's improved. He's only getting better. He's a beast inside. When the season started, I thought Jared Allen would be like, if it's a system out of 10, I'd be like Jared Allen a 6, DeAndre Jordan gets a 4, and like kind of the idea of the splits. It's an 8.5, 1.5. And I'm just like, wow, DeAndre got old fast, which is the downside because of his contract. But the Jared Allen looks like he is a budding all-star, and he looks fantastic. Now, your next comment's going to be, but he's a free agent. You're right. But for this season, he looks really damn good, and something the Nets desperately need if they have aspirations of winning the Eastern Conference, because he has been a monster, and he's only getting better at like 20. He's only 22 years old. He's a beast. He's something to be reckoned with. So that's been a positive from the other night.
Yeah, and it's nice to see, because Jared Allen's like not a player that's anybody can hate, even as like an extent. He's just like a good guy. Like he just seems like a good guy who just plays ball, keeps his head down. And he declined his option, right? Is that what happened? He declined the option,
which was a smart move because, like, I would say if the season ended today, he'd get big somewhere. Overpay him. But totally,
somebody will.
And it was also good. It was also good. It was also good to see Karis LeVert finally have a bounce back game. He had been dreadful, but finally got a shooting stroke together at 24 points. And he started off the game like 1 of 5 again, and then got hot. It was good to see the old Karis LeVert, who the Nets will need. And, for them right now, it's just kind of tread water, do what they can do, see if they can improve. And then Durant gets back and just keep it going. But it's fun. It's fun at the very least that it's like, okay, the Nets are 4-4, the Knicks are 5-3. We've seen 8 games, and we're 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72. We're 1/9 done. I think I did that math right. What's 9 times 8? 72.
I don't know. You tell me. 9 times 8? Yeah, 72.
So we're 9th done of the season, which is kind of weird.
That is. It is crazy. I know we had 10 last games, but I'm kind of liking. I like when the season starts, though, like, because who needs basketball November 1st? I mean, like, it's kind of early. It does. They can. It's a good point. It's weird. It's because nobody pays attention until Christmas anyway. So like you can start the season a week before Christmas and then go there. 72 games is a solid number. It's still you still get the whole season feel. It doesn't feel too short like the 99 season where it was like 48 games or something like that. That was too short. I think like 60, 65 would be good, but I can deal with 72. They're never going to shorten it, but it doesn't matter. But I'm getting excited for this Knicks Nets game, because of our podcast that we do. That's the core of our podcast, Knicks and Nets. We talk other things, but it's mainly Knicks and Nets. And it's, the Knicks got OKC at home, Denver at home, and at Charlotte before Brooklyn. And then I don't know what the Nets have, but if both the Knicks and the Nets could stay on this nice streak, and then Durant comes back, and then
Durant will be back.
Nets. Durant. Yeah, he'll be back, and oh my God, that game is gonna be
fun,
wild. If the Knicks win like 2 of the next 3 and stay on this like positive streak, that game is gonna be like must see TV for New York, all of New York. know. And the Nets, it sucks that we can't go to the game. That it just sucks.
Philly tomorrow or Thursday, Memphis Friday. So they have that back-to-back. I'll be curious what they do with minutes, and then the Nets have another game. The Nets have a game Tuesday The Knicks are the second of a back-to-back, but I'm blanking on who that Tuesday team is. So that'll be that they have another game there. So whoever that so it's Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or I think I'm right.
Let's see. I'll get you right now. Hold on.
It's hard to keep up. There's a lot of games fast.
They keep coming, man.
New schedule, which is great.
That's
but
perfect. Hold on. So we got where are we at? What's today's date? Today's the 6th. So Thursday they got the Sixers. Friday they got the Grizzlies. Sunday they have the Thunder. Tuesday they have the Nuggets, and then Wednesday they have the
Nuggets on the back-to-back. So I'll be curious.
So are they going to rest? Are they going to rest on the Tuesday? I'm not even being a jerk. Are they going to rest on the Tuesday? They're not going to rest against the Knicks. You know that. You know what I mean? Like they can't play the back-to-backs.
Yeah, well, I'll be curious too because they can't play the back-to-backs because Durant hasn't played. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so maybe he'll play a back-to-back since he took a week off.
It also depends on.
He's not missing the Knicks game. He's not missing the Knicks game. I can't see that.
I could see him missing it.
Yeah, just it's ESPN too, man. It's ESPN game. I don't know, man. Well, the NBA cares. I mean, they know that.
Yeah, I don't think the Nets care.
But they'll eat those fines.
I wanted to play.
The Nets would eat those fines. Yeah, if they know Durant needs a rest day, they'll eat the fines on ESPN. But I just feel like they're gonna they'll say, what does he do to come back? This Saturday or something?
Well, it's the 4 games, so the 7 days. So it would be
it's 6 days.
Sixers, Grizzlies, the Nugget game, the Tuesday game.
So yeah, the day before. So maybe they sit him out for the Nugget game too, and then just have them.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Also, like your suspension's over, but we're not gonna. I mean, that looks bad too. I don't know. That looks even worse to me.
Well, but you have 2 games. You have 2 days off after that. Thursday, Friday.
He'll play him. He'll play them both. He'll play them both.
You think so? I think he can do it back to back after having a week off. I mean, I would assume. I'm not a doctor, but I would assume so. But
it was good to see. It was also good to see good Kyrie come out. He was great in that win versus Utah. And this whole season, Alex, if you look at the standings, everything's all jumbled together. Like it's going to be a weird year. This is going to be the year. Like the 7 beats the 2, the 6 beats the 3. Like it's going to be like that stuff. I think you get to the playoffs. Maybe a 1 beats an 8. Probably not because it'll be like the Lakers and who knows in the East. It's all.
Well, it could be a 10th seed and the 8th seed this year.
Well, that's true too. It's going to be all fucked up. It's going to be weird. This is going to be like a scramble of the regular season, and then it's going to be like an NHL playoff. In the playoffs, like a goalie gets hot. I just think get ready for some wild shit. Get ready for some wild shit once we get
like the Suns are going to win the title or something.
Maybe Suns Knicks.
Suns Knicks. Yeah. Suns Cavs is going to be the finals. That's going to be boring.
No. It's the Knicks. It's the Knicks. Austin Rivers.
Wow, don't come crawling back as a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I've been lying to
you. Andrew Yang, fake ass fan. No, what?
I've been lying to you. I've been a Knicks fan all these years.
Oh yeah, you have. You're a spy, right? You're just a Knicks spy.
Yeah. Dolan and I, we have this whole scheme going where we're infiltrating you.
Real Dolan. Yeah.
Not really. Nah, I'm not a Knicks fan. I could never do that to myself. I have some. I won't say it.
You have some class.
No, I don't.
Episode 43, right? We're episode 43. Can you name one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Knicks that have been number 43 in their history? You'll never guess it, but I just want to know.
So the answer is no. I trust you. Why would you say if you
just guess?
Say I'll never guess.
One maybe
okay.
It's an obscure Knick that's still in the NBA.
Right. I'm ready.
A very famous brother.
I got it. You're gonna be like, how did you know this? I'm gonna blow your mind right now. You ready?
You cheated.
John Starks.
Nope. Come on. Think about it. So he's got a famous brother in the NBA, and he's still playing in the NBA. The former Knick.
Okay. I like the clues, though. So he's a former Knick.
He's a former Knick. Yeah. He's currently
he's in the league.
In the NBA. Still in the league, and his brother is incredible.
The other Antetokounmpo.
Correct. That is correct.
Is it right?
Yes, that is correct. You nailed it. That's one. And the other one that's notable is Jordan Hill, the famous Jordan Hill.
Yeah.
That we had the scramble and pick after Steph Curry was taken by the Warriors. But I
can't believe I got that. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, that was good, man. You're good. Now, can you name?
But you said the star. You gave a clue to give it away.
Yeah, because there was no way you were going to guess any of these players.
I don't know. 43 is one.
Yeah, I don't know half these guys.
Okay.
Luther Rackley, Hawthorne Wingo, Toby Knight. Like, I don't know these guys.
Okay.
But
so they're real. No. How about the Nets? You got
name
Nets
a famous Brooklyn Net number 43. You know one.
Was he 43?
Well, yeah, one. Yeah, like there's two you should know.
Chris Humphries.
Yes, that's one. There's another one that you should know.
Gerald Wallace was not 43. He was 45.
No, he was not.
Humphries, I knew. So this is a Brooklyn Net.
No, this is a New Jersey Net now.
New Jersey Net. 43. Well, I know 44. That's easy.
It's in your prime. It's in your prime. You have to know this. You're gonna get so mad if you don't know this.
Can you give me a clue? This is fun. People are bored out of their minds, but I don't care.
I think people will like this stuff. People are probably yelling at or Googling it already and cheating. But
43. It's not Armin Gilliam. He was 40.
It is Armin Gilliam. That is the one I'm thinking of. There you go. But you said it's not Armin Gilliam. So do you get credit for that?
Man. So you how cheesy.
Did not give the answer.
You want to know how cheesy the Nets games were?
Yeah.
When he was, his nickname, this will prove to you I'm like a legit Net fan. So we would go to his Nets games, and his nickname was Hammer.
Yeah.
And after he would score, the Nets PA would play, "It's Hammer time," and I'm like, this is so stupid.
And you get up in the hammer pants and do the hammer dance.
No, I did not. Armin Gilliam, I think he is dead.
Dead? Like dead?
I think he's dead.
Like not like his career is dead. Like
no,
he's
like
dead.
Like in the R.I.P.
Wow, he did die. Holy crap!
Recently,
2011. Yeah. Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
That's sad. Rest in peace, Bad Boy. I was gonna give you the hint of Bad Boy, but I don't. You would have gotten it if I would have said that to you. No,
Bad Boy,
one of the Bad Boys.
Oh gosh, they were saying like a Billie Eilish song. What are you talking about?
No.
All right.
Anyway,
those are the only two Net 43s.
No, there's a bunch. I mean, Arthur Becker, Calvin Nat, Mickey Johnson, George Johnson. Then we have a little more recent after Armand Gilliam, Chris Carr.
I remember Chris Carr, but I wouldn't have known that.
And then Linton Johnson in 2006.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Well, I got the two.
Yeah, you got the two. So that was good. We can do that more often. That was fun. When
you
get higher, it's harder. The higher numbers are way harder than.
Well, you can explain to the audience why.
Why? Because everybody wears lower numbers.
No, because the refs.
Oh, the refs. Yes, the refs.
Did you hear this story?
Can't be. Yes, that's
the guy's
right.
Gonna get another
Dolan J.
plug.
Trump reference.
Just give him his own podcast.
He's a friend of the show, though.
He is a friend of the show. He's a good man. He's a good man.
Good guy. Good friend.
And actually, I want to give kudos to him. I have a lot of respect for him tonight. I really do.
Yes.
And I mean this, and I told him this because of all the shit that had happened today. To just put the account aside and say, like, hey, like, I know I have a Dolan J. Trump as my parody account, but I can't be tweeting something right now. It just seems foolish. Right. I thought that was I was thinking about him today.
Him earlier.
And I was like, that's a good move.
I was texting him earlier too. I told him, I was like, don't tweet anything, bro. I was like, don't do anything. Like, I texted him like, don't do it.
What are you gonna say?
Don't do it. And he was like, oh, maybe I'll do something like break character. I'm like, all right. I personally probably would just do nothing, but I think breaking character is the way to go.
I thought it worked.
What I mean, like we were discussing it. So
I thought it worked.
Good for him.
Yeah.
But whatever. We're all excited. He was like texting me. He's like, oh damn, I wish I could tweet today. This is a great game. I'm so happy I became a Knicks fan. He was saying things like,
Oh, I'm so happy I became a Knicks fan. When I think Knicks, and I'm so glad you're not like, I just think of like that really rich orange, even though all my other teams are orange and blue. So I shouldn't be saying this, but I just think of like
that shirt you're wearing right now, actually.
I know. I just think of that like Latrell Sprewell orange and blue jersey.
Different orange. It's a different orange.
Stupid fucking towel that Knick fans would get. It's like that orange towel. I don't know. I feel like all Knick fans have.
Oh yeah, sometimes stupid towel. The towels are the Steelers. Nobody else can wave a towel like that. Go to Jets games. See, like I always say all the time. I used to be season ticket holder at Jets games. Sometimes they would give out towels, and they would have people on the field like wave your towels, and the fans would be waving the towel. I never waved the towel. Okay, I never would wave a fucking towel. These are the goddamn Steelers. This is what they need to do. This is their thing, and we're stealing it. Let us do our Jets chant. They're not doing STEELER. Like fuck this, you know what I mean? Like I'm not doing anyway.
I just think I think of that towel and the Knicks.
I'm a fan snob sometimes. We're all fan snobs sometimes, though. Sometimes
I'm not
to be a fan snob.
You could. What does a fan snub mean?
Well, you're not really. Well, when something comes up as a fan snob, I'll let you know. Like what I just said as a fan snob, I'm not waving a towel, or like I'll be at a Jets game and be like, and that's a Jets first down in the crowd. I'm not
definitely
cheering
a
first
fan
down.
snob.
I'm not doing that crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fuck that.
I'm
Or
definitely
like
a fan snob.
plug to your boy Evan Roberts when he's like, I'm not doing the wave at a Mets game. It's a wave. It's so like there's a game going on. Like, oh, shut up. Like, I love Evan, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just the wave police like drive me nuts. Like people are having fun at it. And they go to 2 games a year and they want to do the wave. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not, but it's not bothering you at the game. Like, shut up, man. Let people have fun. Yeah.
No, then I would say I am a snob.
Anyway,
because I would go.
Snob, yeah.
I go to the game and I'm like, this would irritate me, and this happens probably more in baseball. But I hate going to a game and people aren't talking about the game. That really annoys me.
Yeah,
like you go to the game, and topics come up. I get that you're going to talk about things here and there, but the game's going on and you're having like a legit conversation. I'm like, I am here to watch this game. I'm not. Yeah. I can't be talking to you about what happened at work while so-and-so is dribbling up the court. Example.
You can, but if you're watching, like if I'm at like let's say we're both fans of the same team, we're watching a game and we're in but we're close friends. We haven't seen each other in like a couple months, and this is the first time we have alone time without our wives in forever. And we're at a game where we're catching up, and like something crazy happened at work, and I just need to talk to you about it. And it's like, yeah, I can't believe it. And then somebody dunks it on somebody. It's a crazy crowd goes crazy, and then you just continue the conversation and ignore what just happened. Then that's fucked up. But if you're in the middle of a conversation and something crazy goes, like, oh my God, and then you totally forget what you were talking about, and you get into the game, and then you start talking, then that's okay.
No.
Saying like, not in
my
I've been
opinion.
at games, and sometimes like I have those kinds of experiences, and sometimes it's just like, yeah, man, it's been tough, like, with work, and, she's giving me a hard time, and, I don't know what we're going to do, and, well, kind of a thing. So,
no, I can't do that.
Whatever.
Not at a basketball game. It's not happening.
Basketball is a little different. Yeah, baseball
I get it. Yeah, baseball, I get
so
it.
much downtime. Yeah.
But if we're at a basketball game,
yeah,
and they're going up and down the court, I can't look at you and go, I'd love what you did with your house. Like, what are you, crazy? Not happening.
It depends on the moment. I don't know.
It really I don't know. Maybe you're just not as good of a fan.
I can multitask. I don't know. Maybe
I can't.
Maybe I'm just a better multitasker.
That is fair. I am such a bad multitasker. I'm like, I can't do 2 things at the same time. It's really bad. It's bad.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm terrible at that. So maybe that is it.
Yeah.
That could be true.
Yeah, multitasking kind of is a myth. If people say I can multitask, you can listen to a podcast and do your job, but you can't like legitimately like do. I don't know.
I can't do that either, Alex.
Oh, I can't. I can't work without without something in the background, without sports radio, without a podcast, without music. I can't do anything.
I'm the opposite.
Unless I'm like on the phone or really need to concentrate on an email. I can't. I get bored, like not bored, but I just like my mind starts to wander, and I just like I don't know.
Well, I see. I'm the opposite, but I will say a lot of the work I do is audio related. So, like for example, if you're editing a podcast, you can't be listening to a podcast. It just doesn't work. But if you're doing a radio show, you can't be listening. Like that doesn't work. But
yeah,
I'm doing less audio editing work, so I have opportunity for stuff. I find that then music I could do. I can't listen to sports radio and do work. I just then go to the sports radio. I can't do it.
Yeah. No, I'm
jealous. I'm jealous. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Well, you can drive and listen to sports radio. You can drive and listen to sports radio.
Well,
you can do that.
Driving.
Like you can walk and chew gum, bro. I mean, right? You're allowed to do that.
But to be true, to be completely truthful, when I do Uber Eats and I get close to the drop off, I turn the radio off so I can focus.
What are you focusing on?
Finding the house.
Am I on the even side or the odd side?
Yeah, you joke. I'm serious. I've got in fights with my wife because she'll be talking. I'll be like, I gotta go. And I'll be like, I really have to go. I have to find 11 Oakwood. Fuck, I can't be on the phone. Yeah, I have issues.
Yeah, man. Listen, Mike Delivers was good. Good episode you had today. So
thank you.
I do. I like that one. That was good.
Thank you.
But And yes, when I used to deliver food back in the day, I've definitely stolen fries out of people's bags.
See,
When I was delivering food,
that would be
definitely have
fun.
stolen
We got to
fries.
do deliveries together.
Yeah. I'm old school delivery driver, man. I used to do it back in the day. And I did some, had some fun, man. I'll put it
Well,
that
now
way.
it's
I had
my
a lot of
career,
fun.
Alex. So
That's not your career. This is your career. This stuff is your career.
that's partially my career.
It's part of your career, though. That's part of your podcast. You do a podcast about deliveries. It's not like you're just, that's not
I had
your
more
career.
food spill on my hand today. Picked up from Cuban
Mhm.
Pete's, and they packed this bag so poorly that all of this sauce started spilling on my hand. So I had to call Carol and tell her the deal. It was fucking annoying. That was my night.
The funniest thing was when I used to live with this return to Mike Delivers episode. The funniest thing is when I would deliver food and it's fucking monsoon outside and pouring rain, and I bring the bag like it's so wet. I'm like, it's fuck like you. Like, what do you expect? You want to hold it under my shirt? Like, I mean, what do you want from me?
I've done that.
It's like
I did do that.
the worst is when it's pouring rain and you get to like an apartment complex and you have to park in the street and then you have to walk into the complex down like a courtyard and through the thing to like get to a back door. And it's just like and it's like pouring rain. It's just like, but anyway,
I'll change. What's the next poll question?
The next poll question. Okay. It'll definitely change if I post. Oh, wow, it's just loading. Fuck, I lost it. Oh, here it is. So it'll definitely change after what happened. So I did it twice because I said, okay, Knicks fans, the Knicks have looked good so far with some impressive wins over the Bucks and the Pacers. Has this raised your expectations for the remainder of the season? Yes or no? And explain your answer. What do you think won? And what do you think should have won? Yes. So now this is when they were 4 and they're 5-3 now, right? So this is when they were 3-3 and they were winning some games, starting to win some games.
Yes. Expectations raised.
Yes, expectations raised 61.4%. And really quick, let's do like two quick shout outs.
I just hope they lose every game.
Our boy Mike Schneid has been on the podcast, friend of the show, interviewed him. MikeDropSports.com. He goes, not really. I expected that we'd be competitive with a real coach and improved with more consistency with lineups and rotations. And so far, we've seen that. I'm not sure the playoffs are realistic yet, but this team is battling and competing, and that's all I want. Win some games, he yells. Then we have Ray, not Ray, and he's at Knicks Raw. He goes, not only that, but they've competed in every game. That's all we really want, man. We just want competitors.
No, you don't.
And then next.
That's not true.
No, well, listen, it depends on if they're 1 in 71 and they're competing.
It's all relative. It's like, we were competitive, but we lost. And that's like once you get a taste of the W, you want more of them. Like if the Knicks lose a game, it's gonna be like it feels good to. I'll say this. Well, no, I'm wrong. I don't like where I was going. Never mind.
You don't like where it's going?
No, I was gonna say sometimes I'm like, I don't even like winning. It just replaces. I just hate losing so much. Yeah. That's what I meant. It's like the losing feeling is so annoying that like a win, it's just like. Just kind of buys a day until the next game, so I don't have to feel a loss.
That makes sense. Well, then 2 days later,
the Nets lose to the Knicks on Wednesday. This is going to be tough to do.
Fucking podcast is going to be great. And must listen to podcast. I think it'll hurt you more if the Nets lose to the Knicks than if the Nets beat the Knicks.
I agree because of expectations before the season started. Because of that.
I get you. Okay. Hannah, my fiance, is at the front door and she's locked out. So give me 1 second. All right. So I let her into the door. I let her into the apartment by opening the door. I never said let her into the door before. But, so now I redid the poll question as per at Rippian37 asked me to do it the next day. He's like, do it the next day after the Knicks beat the Hawks in that great game that you love to see. And so I said, okay, Knicks fans, redoing this poll question. After wins over the Bucks, Pacers, and now with the incredible win of the Hawks, has this raised your expectations for the remainder of the season? Yes or no? What do you think was the answer?
Yes, of course. 68%.
Surprisingly, no. 52%. So the win over the Hawks, I think everybody was already hyped up after the win over the Pacers. That it was kind of like, we're pretty high already. But I think if we did it tonight after the win over the Jazz too, I think it would be yes. Yeah. Now we're going places. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Ugh.
I'd be all excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the poll questions. We have one. We can give one shout out for this one. We have our guy Bobby. He's actually now cornrow Julius season at all J American B. He goes, nope, still holding my initial prediction of 27 wins, which may end up being too low. But this team will continue to be a joy this season, regardless of record. We are young, up and coming. We are young and an up and coming team. So there you go. Those are our poll questions. We do them every week.
We do them every week. Submit them to Alex at Nick Central. I'm at Mike Delivers Pod. You heard him reference my Mike Delivers podcast. It's about being an Uber Eats driver. If you want to check that out, and I highly recommend it, please do. I want to say, next week, Knicks, we had this idea, and I think it's a fun idea. I think people will get a kick out of it. So, a special edition of the Bad Weather Fans podcast next week, which I think people will like, and I'll say that for the podcast coming post Nets Knicks. I'm also glad too, like, not that I wanted this to happen, but I'm glad this shenanigans is this Wednesday and not Knicks Wednesday next week. Right. And it's just like we can just concentrate on basketball, win, lose, whatever.
Well, who knows what's gonna happen in a week? He's still gonna be in office. He's still gonna be in office next week. We have 2 weeks until he's gone officially, but at this point, he might be, kicked out by.
What a crazy. We'll end with this too. Just what a crazy.
Yeah. Who knows, man?
What a I don't know why, but it was just like I was watching this at some points. I was just like tearing up. I was like, this is just.
It's crazy, man. I was in shock, man. I couldn't believe that these guys are just waltzing in the Capitol building without an issue, without a problem. I saw videos of cops opening up the barricades. They're just like, here you go, just go on in.
Yeah, what was that pictures. About?
That's like, taking pictures. Like, how is this possible? Like, I think it's obvious that if these were Black Lives Matter protests, I'm not making this a race thing, but it's obvious if it was, they wouldn't have even gotten to the doorstep. You know what I mean? It's true, because when they were there the last time, Trump tear gassed them and threw them into the, out of the street just so he can hold up a Bible in front of the church. You know what I mean? So there's actual data to show that this is the truth, so it's just wild to me. You know what I mean? I think after a while, the crowd got so big too, that they were just like, okay, we have to do this strategically. Otherwise we're going to have thousands of dead people here. Sure. All right, let's relax. But the fact that they were able to just walk in and they're hanging out Nancy Pelosi's desk and in the Capitol building with a Confederate flag, and you're telling me you're an American, it's the historical context of this is terrible. Of that moment and that picture is terrible. It's obscene and it's absurd and it's terrible. Like you said, even Bill Russell, he was there. He saw it all happen. He's just from the civil rights movements and stuff like that. It's just him. He's like, this is your America, Donald Trump. This is your legacy.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And I'm sorry if people are different politically from us, but I don't give a fuck.
I don't even think it's at this point. I'm not even. It's political. It's just what's in your soul, man.
Right.
Just,
we have friends that are conservatives. They're real conservatives. Okay,
it's just
you're Republican, you're real conservative. That's fine. Okay, but if you're this, if you're you're still on this coattail, then I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do bad weather politicians. We'll spin off show episode 1. Should we sign bills? No, all right. No, I'm just joking. All right, this has been Bad Weather Fans, episode number 43. The Knicks are 5-3. The Nets are 4-4.
Finals. Yeah. Yes.
I'll give the records after each of these podcasts now that we have games. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget, comment on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating. Tell Alex at Nick Central why the Nets are so good. Give him a hard time. Give him shit. I'm at Mike Delivers Pod. We greatly appreciate all the support. It's been a lot of fun. We're 8 games into the season. Obviously, the Knicks are off to a hot start. The Nets have been disappointing. Long way to go. A lot more content. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time next week reacting to Nets Knicks. So thank you guys for coming to listen to this podcast. It's been awesome. Alex, you enjoy your Knicks night. You enjoy your Knicks.
I will.
With the tape? Is that what they call this?
Knicks tape? Nah, it's just that's an old one. That was the mellow years. That was the Knicks tape. We're coming up with some new. They're coming up with some new nicknames, and they're kind of corny, to be honest. But make nicknames, do whatever you want. Knicks are winning, have some fun. Let's enjoy it while we can, because we don't get these moments very often anymore. So
no,
let's have some
just
fun.
the first year you do this fucking thing with me.
Of course. And you know what's funny? I was thinking about this too. The last time the Nets had a pulse was the last time the Knicks were, with the Garnett and Pierce year.
That's fine.
Like that was when the Knicks won 54 games.
That's fine.
And now again, it's gonna happen all over again.
I'll say this. It's fine. Yeah. I would like to see the Knicks bad, but if the Nets are going to be great and the Knicks are going to be good,
that's fun, man.
I'll take it.
All good.
I will. Yeah. I will take that trade. I will.
I just want the Knicks to have a pulse. Just have a pulse right now. This year,
they do
have a pulse.
They do. It's alive.
It still pisses me off. People are like, "Oh, are you going to apologize for saying that we're tanking and for saying this?" Like, no. Well, we'll see. They are better than I thought they were going to be. I'll put it that way. But I still think hoarding all this cap space, and they could have signed a little bit of better, like maybe another better player, and maybe they'd be even better than what they are right now. There's still part of that bothers me. So we'll see.
I forgot to say, I do enjoy on Twitter having rebuttals to your comments. Like you were getting upset at the people that were saying Obi Toppin was a bust, because they didn't take somebody else. I don't remember what the context was.
I think Halliburton.
And then you went on Twitter and were like, Steve Nash is a bad coach, and I was like, Alex, give it time.
And I was like, you're right. Actually, Mike, you are right. You got me there. That was a good point.
We'll end with that.
If somebody actually gets me, then I'm like, yeah, that's right.
I can get you.
See? You can.
I've gotten better at getting you, because
not many can.
I know you better now, and I know how to navigate Alex Benessa with
my brain. Yes, exactly.
All right, this has been Battle Weather Fans, episode number 43. Again, thank you guys for listening. Knicks 5-3, Nets 4-4. We'll see you next week. Nets Knicks recap.
Let's go,
Alex. Have a great night.
Can't wait. Good night.